I'm Tyler. I'm a mechanical engineer, and
I am Matthew. I am a computer scientist.
I'm Brian. I'm an economics major.
I'm Patrick. I'm an electrical engineering major.
We were talking about a performance environment in which a user had control over the music and over the individual pieces of the music, literally at their fingertips, because that is something that people, that's something that people know. Everybody knows how to tap on a table, everybody knows how to tap on their legs. It's very powerful, and it can be used in many ways.
a few of us are actually DJs in the group, so that's kind of how we came to this concept. And sort of one of the universal problems that DJs end up having is having way too many knobs and sliders and not enough hands. Instead of having to push a million knobs at once, we kind of just put the knobs on your hands so that you can just control them without actually having to touch anything. Basic setup is we have FSRs on the fingertips of the right hand, and those are taking analog inputs, and then we have momentary switches on the left hand. And so your basic idea is that the momentary switches are controlling channel selection, which we'll go over later. We have a bunch of channels set up in Reason, and then with the right hand you're using the analogs to control the certain parameters.
It's all running into a breadboard which connects to the Arduino, which is in the satchel that is wearing.
The thumb on all the different channels controls volume, so we wanted like that little bit of extra granularity on.
On the left hand, we've got 5 switches. Those are just digital inputs, and we've also got 4 LEDs showing the state of the channel. I believe it's red when it is selected, but then it's actually not playing, and it goes orange when it is selected and playing, and for some reason it goes green when it is not selected. And we have an accelerometer on the left hand, 2-axis, well, 3-axis, we use 2 of them. So that kicks in when nothing else is selected to be controlled and the track is playing, and it controls the filter, frequency, and resonance of the whole track.
Basically, we take the notes in from the Arduino. So John set us up with the same Arduino patch, basically as you guys had. Most of what the patch does is it's a control scheme. When you turn each of these on, when you hit your finger on each of the 4 fingers on your left hand, that activates it, and then when you press the thumb, it'll start playing that controller. So you hit your thumb now. And then you slide the drums.
One of the ways that the Max Patch works is that it actually has a sequencer that's similar to the actual data from the MIDI itself, but in terms of just pure ones or zeros in one list and note values in another. And they're all receiving input from metronomes, and when a column object receives this input, it sends the next item into the list, out. So we select to check to see if the note is supposed to be playing at that point in time. And if it is, then we use the note number to trigger it based on the select scheme. This also allows you to, in the case of drums, which we have implemented now, switch between patterns on the fly using the FSRs. One of the neat things about having this flat FSR on the thumb is that you're able to literally just use it as a very quick mute.
none of your instruments or a couple, whatever, but you can be controlling them and playing them independently. So you have a looping track playing, you can click into whichever one you want to control those continuous controllers, and then switch to the other one, or you can be controlling them all at the same time and changing the drum pattern as you go.
And you can get some pretty drastic sounds out of it that way.
Is there an accelerometer in the other hand?